What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fulcrum Radio. I'm KT,
I'm Gator.
and we got quite a show for you today. So grab your sleeves and top loaders. Let's get started.
So, we've received a transmission from someone using your subspace frequency.
This is Spectre 2, Fulcrum.
Canada, this is Fulcrum. Come in. Already departing Spectre 2. Loaded and ready. You are ready. Fulcrum.
Radio.
So first topic we're going to talk about today is one that's pretty big. Our little teaser that we put up earlier this week is Chrome Sapphire, brand new release this week. And let's just call it for what it is. We did do the homework and we did compare checklists, if you will. And Gator, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to surprise you here. I haven't told you this. This is 100% real. I kind of like the new Sapphire. I know it's the same. It's the same. But I have a, I they're exactly the same thing, but I do appreciate the exclusivity of the Sapphire set. And I know Chrome has like they have their inserts and things like that and the sketches, which is really cool. But Sapphire is just a premium product. And I think as a collector, it's kind of like it's about time Chrome kind of gets up there with with Galaxy and in the search for some of these cards.
All right, hey man, and I respect your thought. I mean, look, I think my daughter's got some sleeve for her K-pop cards that could make any Chrome card Sapphire. Just saying. But to recap, checklists are identical. For the base set, you have identical checklists to Chrome, right?
Yep.
No inserts, obviously. No chance at a sketch. However, you do have single, double, and triple autos that are big in this one. As well as the Sapphire Select collection. That's what really differentiates it. I mean, aside from the price being more premium, um, thoughts on the price increase?
$110 more, right? That's what we're talking about at release from the peasants lowest that we can get it at, right? From tops.com. I think it was kind of a shock. I also believe that the days of the good old, you know, Return of the Jedi um boxes and all those fun things. I I hope not. I want to be wrong here, but they might be gone. I think like with Marvel stuff, the Marvel Sapphire set released at about the same price, 250. Those boxes are going for like $500. Same thing with Disney Sapphire. All Disney's trying to do right now is just capitalize on their characters. They don't really want to put tops to. They don't really want to put a whole bunch of effort into a whole new set. When they just made a crap ton of money on these um on these Marvel Sapphire sets. So why not just make another character box with the exact same money, less overhead, less design team stuff, and actually make more money on it than you just did on that set?
Right. Now, I mean, you're not wrong from a business perspective, right? Mm, Minimum effort, maximum profit. But what does that
Oh
do to
yeah.
the community? I mean, essentially, you're duplicating a set, and I like that you pointed out. Are we seeing the end of the era where Sapphire was a scene set and more of just a character set, right? I mean, we've seen the Sapphires in prior times, ages, if you will, or years, sorry. And yeah, to that point, you have Return of the Jedi,
Yep.
Sapphire, the year before that featured Phantom Menace, right? But most of those, or almost all the cards, were scenes from said movies. Not the case in this year's.
Yeah, I kind of that's what I'm sad about. I'm sad that it's not going to be. movie based, and I was talking with a couple people in my stream on whatnot, and uh, they were bringing up like these cool ideas, and I loved this idea of what if there was a Clone Wars Sapphire or an animated series,
That would be dope.
where they had the Clone Wars or they had the Bad Batch, um, they had Rebels. That would be so cool, though, like a whole set of just celebrating the animated series, which got them so far, got expanded their fan base, and made an everlasting imprint on everybody. Everybody loves the anime. Boy, if you've watched it, you absolutely love it. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. And I'm sad that those days might be gone, and they just kind of revert back to just the character stuff, and they just follow Chrome every year, and then just double their money, on just creating a different, two different boxes like Chrome and Sapphire. That kind of, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think my summary, my conclusion to it is that I hope that this is not a precedent for the future, right?
Yeah.
I certainly, again, it just kind of sucked that you have a back-to-back release that's almost identical. To your point, the Sapphire look is really cool. The Sapphire Select, I'm sure, is gonna. I mean, to your point, it's premium. I don't see Sapphire Selects or things coming out of Sapphire where they don't fetch a decent resale value, right?
Right.
Certainly, I think probably not usually the case for Chrome, especially when you're talking about numbered parallels, unless you get really, really low, or like the case hit inserts, if you will.
Yes. My closing thought on this is I like it as a collector because we're gonna be a 101 out of Chrome. Okay, your Vader from Chrome 101 versus a Vader 101 from here is gonna be a lot harder to hit. There's less packs and less cards in here, which means that all the numbered cards mean more. Right? So
Right.
now we've yes, and the box costs more. So it costs more to buy. There's less cards. So yeah, when you're getting into, a break with Sapphire, uh, and you get some numbered cards, you are already, a little bit more ahead than like let's say a Chrome box. I love both for different reasons. I love the variety in the Chrome, but I also love the exclusivity and the tier that Sapphire is going to bring to it. Um, playing on that side of the fence, I like that. The nice stuff that's going to come out of here is like already, comes a little bit more valuable as a collector or as a resale point.
And speaking of resale value, or let's just say sale, Sapphire released, and Scout's Honor, I'm really on top of it. One thing that I noticed during the release is that the cases were instantly gone. I'm talking 1 Eastern with 1 second, no cases to be found. There's
I
hobby
think
packs.
1 second is giving it way too much time. There's no way, dude. I was double clicking it, doing. I'm like, boom, it's gone. I scroll down. It didn't even load the page with add to cart on it. It was all I didn't even get a chance to click a button or see what it looked like red.
Right. My belief is that it was never available, which
Uh-uh.
is very
No way.
interesting
Yep.
considering during the release, I couldn't get the case, right? It's like, okay, no problem. Tried to get a few hobby boxes, and then I decided, you know what? Probably gonna skip this one. Save my ducats for a Galaxy. But I hop on to the good old, whatnot. And during release time, I find someone running a break on a case of 2025 Chrome Sapphire. I'm like,
Insane, dude.
what?
I was sick. I was sick when you sent me that.
Very,
Goodness.
very interesting. Um, Talking about, and I will add, it wasn't a very known breaker or someone that I instantly recognized. Like, so we've talked about that in the past, right? I was like, oh, how the hell did this person has a full case of Chrome, which I instantly saw was not available.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, dude, Sapphire's another one of those ones. You mentioned it in the last podcast about how, hey, if it's Chrome, it goes, right? Like, oh, we can break Chrome, we can make money on Chrome.
right.
Whatever it is, whatever the next release is, I'm buying it because it's fucking Chrome. Same thing goes for Sapphire. Disney Sapphire, you got, baseball Sapphire, you got football. It doesn't matter. It's in all the sports tops. It's a thing that they do. They know that if it's going to see Sapphire for the same reason that I mentioned earlier, the resale value, they know people are there for it. Is already, it's huge already. So they know it's just like Chrome. It's just a little more special. Of course they're gonna fucking break it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll continue on this topic of, to your point, people that are not common in our community, right? Coming in, uh, and you're absolutely right. Chrome Sapphire, very top products in all categories for tops, right? So yeah, easy
Yeah.
transition to be like, hey man, Chrome sells. Let's see what Chrome Sapphire will do. With that, something interesting that came up in the feeds this week, and that was breakers being mad over starting $1 spots and then having those
Yes.
$1 spots go for $1. So much to the point where they were canceling the bids because they weren't making any money or it was wrong. And my long and short about that is, if you don't want to make $1 off of it, don't start it at $1.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, it goes with singles. It goes with your, sketches, your big cards. I get that you want to create a chase. You know what I mean? You want. I get that
It's
you.
the
That's why
best
you're
when you
doing it, is to
have a
try and build
chaser.
that dopamine.
Yeah,
Like, I want to swipe, baby. Like, let's go. But if you're gonna be putting out, Sergeant whatever from the Acolyte, like, you're not gonna get more than $1 on it, dude. Like, that's the first thing. Second thing, again, like you said, if you think he's gonna go, you know, he could go for like $1 and you don't want it to go for $1, then put it for a minimum. That's what the minimum is there. You're not gonna create a chase with something like that, especially on a spot. You know what I mean? I've given away, you were in a couple breaks of mine. I just had like 3, 4 spots left that I just couldn't do. I dollared them. I
right.
don't care. They can go for $1. I just want to keep it going. I'm not gonna do that at the beginning or the middle of a break when I'm waiting still, for people that might be interested. You might not have the right buyer in there, you know what I mean? Like, if
100%.
somebody's a big fan of, Salacious B. Crumb, and I start him and he's not in the room, he's probably gonna go for $1 because people are like, "Oh, yeah, why not? I'll just grab him." But with that person comes in and they're like, "Oh, they're 15 bucks? Oh, that's a good deal for Salacious. Imma grab him." It's all about waiting for the right folks, and them too. They're looking for their people. They're going into different breaks and they're looking at the rooms to see who's available. If I see Ahsoka's available, I'm gonna go and buy her in somebody's break. But you have to wait for me to come in. You can't just dollar start her, even though she'd do really well.
Soka usually does really well, but
Yeah.
to your point, I mean, let's take ships and locations, right? Just to fib something
Yep.
out there. Certainly, there's people that love ships and locations, but is it for everyone? No. You're running ships and location without the right crowd. The ships and location probably gonna go for $1, maybe two if you're lucky, right?
Yeah.
Um, and that's the risk you take, but that's breaking. It happens sometimes, right? Um, I've
But you
seen
don't
it
refund.
where,
Yeah.
you have a few less spots left, you dollar start them to get the break filled, or you stall and you realize like, hey man, I'm still 25 teams down and it's a huge, I've sold 90% of the teams, and I've seen breakers where they swallow those teams and keep it for themselves, which I'm totally cool with as well.
I
Um,
like that move.
yeah,
That's
I
my
think
one of my
that's,
personal favorites. Yeah.
I mean, it's a win both ways. Yeah, you got your break
Yeah.
filled and you might keep some hits. This is
Yeah.
fantastic. Because that to me is the best of both worlds. But certainly, getting back to the root of it all, you can't be a baby. You cannot
No.
have a hissy fit when something sells for $1
And they
And
keep doing it too.
yeah,
If it sells for $1, okay, I'm gonna do it again.
it
I'm gonna
sells
do
for
it
a
again. I'm
dollar.
gonna
You
do it
don't
again.
like it, and
Nothing's gonna change.
and you run the next one
Stop.
for a dollar, right? Come on, man. Set a minimum.
What other pet peeves you got?
It's okay. Well, I'm glad you brought it up. So for this week's pet peeve, one thing that I saw that just irks me, and I get it. Look, if I'm gonna go on in the morning, 7 a.m.,
Yep.
and I'm gonna do my pull box, but I'm feeling spicy, and later on I want to run some singles, and I'm gonna do that at 5 p.m. Sure, a 7 a.m. show and a 5 p.m. show, no problem. Fair enough, right? Different titles. I'm certainly not gonna keep streaming from 7 all the way down to 5. What irks me is when I see streamers post multiple shows at 6 p.m., 6:15 p.m., 6:25 p.m., 7 p.m., and it's all singles, 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 same
The
picture,
same
same
thing.
thing. And it's like, and then you go in through them during those times, just waiting on hosts, because you're running another damn show that you started at 5:59, and that's where you're at. But meanwhile, when people are scrolling through, it's just you for a whole block. And I only bring this up as a pet peeve because I saw it not once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I counted 7 times.
Yeah. I see that too on just throughout the week. You know what I mean? The double, triple shows just to
And
take up a more advertising
r-
space. You know,
that's
it's
exactly what it is. Like, look, again, we can all see when you're going to run a pull box at 7 a.m. and singles at 5 p.m. later that day. Cool. I've
right.
even seen some people that don't even put in their second show till that day, right? No one's talking trash about that. It's when you damn well know that you're putting it up there to take up page. And again, kind of goes back into another topic that I wanted to cover is then those smaller streamers, right, that don't get a huge crowd, never get a chance because you're at the top and your shows are now blocking the rest of the 2-3 hours that you're there because you just strategically put in a show every 15 to 30 minutes so that no matter where you're scrolling, you're there.
Yeah. Hey, be the change you wanna you wanna see. Like if you're gonna do it, do you want everybody else to do it with you too? Are we gonna have 5, 6 shows per person being posted 5 minutes apart? And this deem your advertising method that's poor, by the way, relevant? I don't think so.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if you don't want anybody else doing it, maybe you shouldn't do it either.
yeah, 100%. And personally, I think it should be one of those things that someone could get like violation of a rule kind of deal. Why? Because it is
Definitely.
completely just a, for lack of a better, it's a douchebag move.
It is. And it's you know, yeah, I'm just this yeah.
Yeah.
It's a poor practice.
Yeah, that's very fairly better worded. Very poor practice. Yes.
Yeah.
Kudos to you on the better vocab today.
I'm on one today, bro.
You're on one. That's right.
I got some pizza, I got a salad, ready to
There
go.
you go.
I'm going to talk about this one.
Okay.
I like this. This is a segment that we have to bring up because I think this is going to be so fun. Add to cart, bro. Let's go. This is a
What
segment
add
that's
to
going to show
cart?
the craziest, just what the hell kind of listings of cards that we can find.
All right.
And I have
like
a candidate. I have a candidate. Do you have one?
I do have a candidate as well.
Yes. Can I go first?
Absolutely. I'm going to grab mine.
You ready? Everybody, it's a 1980 Star Wars Empire Strikes Back trading card sticker without the fucking stickers.
At $1? Buy now, please. Add to cart.
The stickers are gone.
Maybe,
It's just an outline
maybe
of
someone
like
has the
Chewie and
stickers,
like
man.
oh man. that one got me, dude. I was dying.
Maybe someone's got the stickers. I mean, mine's certainly not new, but it is an oldie but a goodie, and I framed it. I
Hit
got
me.
my 2025 Topps Chrome Hyperspace Wampa Auto 1 of 1.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll read you the description. This is a custom 1 of 1 autograph Wampa card. I personally went to Hoth and found one of the few remaining Wampas and asked for an auto. After a long and excruciating fight, the Wampa gave up and signed this very card.
Beautiful.
Needless
Add to
to
cart, bro.
purchased.
No fucking way. You did it? I had a weird feeling you were going to do that, dude. I had a feeling, bro.
I had to.
Oh my gosh.
I could not resist. It's a 1 of 1 Wampa card. And you know what? What's really odd is, I don't know if you knew this, but the Wampa's name is Wampa. It's not Earl. It's
He
not
just
Carl.
signed
It's
it
not
as
Steve.
yeah.
Signed
That's his real
Wampa.
name. Anybody that's hearing this right now, if you have a wild listing that you want to submit to us, please do. Please send it to us on Instagram, me or KT, and we'll see if we can include it on there. I'm sure there's a ton out there in the wild that I haven't that I haven't been able to see, but I would love to see what you guys have.
Absolutely. We would love to have your Add to Cart Bro featured on the show.
Add to cart, bro.
Well, we've talked quite a bit about things, but we wanted to bring in this part to reach out to you guys. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about. Certainly want to hear your thoughts. You drop some comments, all that good stuff. But really, what are topics that you want to see us cover? Certainly, we see throughout the week things that are brought up on Instagram, right? People have sometimes complaints, thoughts, or feelings. Let us know. We'd love to have that story on. We'll give you a shout out. We'll give you credit, but me and Gator can certainly talk about it. Not an issue.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that we wanted to even do this was for fun. Like talking about cards, current events, all that jazz. But we also, want to give the people a voice, like a lot of the times some people or folks, get frustrated and they just know where to mention this to, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they're huge and they have all this stuff and I can't even get somebody, like there's things like that maybe you feel is a common issue that nobody wants to talk about. That's kind of what we're wanting to, you know, wanting to see or have everybody listen to. Um, and that I think that will make a difference in our community. Is being transparent.
Yeah. And with that, I do want to kind of bring a topic to anybody that's listening and see what your thoughts are on. When we talk about big breakers versus small breakers, want to kind of feel what you guys feel makes that difference. We certainly see the same product from person to person to person, but we've all seen when we have someone has 1 to 2 people in there, right? What attracts you to a bigger breaker out there in the community, whether you're just starting, you've been here a while, share that wealth of information. What makes you successful? What makes you have a room full of people? Um, Certainly the people that don't always have that want to know and want to get some tips. And that's something that I think as a community, we probably shouldn't gatekeep, right? It's always nice to know what works, what doesn't work. So yeah, that's our challenge to our listeners and to the people that hear. Let us know what you think works, what you like works. What draws you in. You wake up every morning and you go, "Oh, I gotta go see this guy's show." What are those things?
Word. Yeah, and if you are a big breaker listening to this or a small breaker listening to this, thank you for listening. And this is a way that we can all improve on every level. So this for everybody. This isn't just for, people starting out or people in the middle or people at the top. This is for, you
Yeah.
know, anybody
Perfect.
that likes Star Wars cards in general. Uh, I'm just sharing thoughts and trying to find a platform for that. So
Absolutely. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Fulcrum Radio. Let us know your thoughts, comments, put them down below. If you do like what you hear, please like, subscribe. If you don't like what you hear, go to, no, I'm just
comment.
kidding. Like
Let us
first
know.
and then drop a comment.
That's right.
Well, once again, I'm KT.
I'm Gator.
Thanks for hanging with us,
and
guys.
Check out the badass new outro.
Bye.
And thanks for hanging.
Fulcrum Radio.